Sure. Well, my name is Tori Smith, and I co-founded a company called Endiatx, and we make little tiny robot pills. And our whole dream is, let's unlock this new category of micro-robotics inside the human body. And
so we got three functional ones. I'll grab one of them, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the battery in it, like so. Now, as soon as I close it down, and so I have to get it to set just so, and also get the antenna to line up just so. See, look, even here is not enough light. Turn off your device.
it's time for robots. It's time for robots to go inside the human body. All right. And Brielle, you might. Okay, let's see this. There we go.
Eyeball.
Oh, yeah. It's actually pretty good quality when it gets running
It's
there.
not vignetting.
No, it's not.
Well, we're getting a reflection of the off your eyeball.
So, and again, we don't really care about the stuff in the room, so we're not going to mess with the lighting in the room during the thing. But yeah, inside we should get that should be good quality inside, right?
Ah.
Dude, you need to brush your tongue.
Yeah, brush your tongue, dude.
So what's the better number, lower or higher?
Lower is better. So you want minus 40 is great. If you can get like minus 40, minus 50 is okay. Minus 60, you're going to start losing stuff. Let's go into this conference, work it, and work at teamwork. Ready? There you go. Come in. Let's do this. Let's do
I
this.
get it now.
And when you name a company in the medical field, you have to put a funny name in there. So Endiatx means to go within, to understand, and to fix the problems in the human body using tiny robots. So let's head to the next slide here. There we go. Okay, just imagine you've got a belly ache and we need to figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, the standard of care is about 3 or even 4 visits to the hospital. And we actually have people in our own, within the company, experiencing that standard of care right now. So far, nearly every single GI that we've spoken to has said 3 things. 1, this is the future. This is awesome. I would love to be involved with this. Way to go. 2, if you give me a moving eyeball in the stomach, that's simple. It's cheap, easy, and simple for the patient. I would use this tool every day. I could use it on half or maybe even 3/4 of my cases as just a mass screening tool. And finally, each one of them has asked to be a part of the clinical trial. So we're very excited to be up here right now with basically what we think is proven technical feasibility. We're going to show you a little bit more about that.
You're going to join us in sort of a little bit of R&D work here. Version here, we're just pulling it up online and let you get friendly with this.
No problem.
With this.
Our goal is to create a product that can communicate through a few, feet of water, human tissue, and then across a typical room.
So, oh yeah, good. Thank you. By the way, let's all hear for our AV folks who on the last second, make miracles like this happen.
The question is, how is this different from capsule endoscopy, which is really the question of the day, right? Thank you very much for that. So let's put the two side by side and compare them, right? So what I have in my left hand is PillCam, currently owned by Medtronic, came out of Israel in the 90s. Given Imaging was the company. And in my right hand, PillBot. The difference between these two is that we squirt water out the back in a fancy way to be able to swim around in a fluid volume. What that allows us to do is, instead of having access to a $800 million market annually for capsule endoscopy, we're actually going after the $67 billion active endoscopy device space. And we're sort of carving that down, look at that, we're carving that down into the $16 billion stomach market. So really making pill cameras move is how we think we're going to be able to really have a big impact on the patient population. But Would you hold that radio for 1 second?
Absolutely.
They say put your robot where your mouth is. All right.
Bottoms
So-
up.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh,
let me record here.
awesome.
We like recording this stuff, so.
Oh, this is so much fun. We're very grateful for everyone being willing to watch this R&D in action. But it's deliberate. Okay, so, yep, here we go.
All right, here we go. The robot was basically going to be resting, in the stomach, and then the doctor will pick up an Xbox controller, and will basically say, "Okay, I need to go look around."
Okay, I'm gonna lean over here.
By the way, this is how much fun that we get to have. We're like, all right.
This is a typical day at the office, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, we've got this new radio that's putting a lot more data through, but
Up higher.
it's touchy like a Ferrari.
There you go.
Okay.
Basic anatomy. So, I mean, engineers have to learn anatomy through this process. There we go. Okay. So
Wow.
now we're looking at live video inside Tori's stomach. And you can kind of see the regula there. This is sort of the folds inside the stomach.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
right?
just
Pretty?
Isn't that the best video you've ever seen?
Okay, now comes the fun part, right? Someone mentioned about the passive pill cameras, right? If you can drop a camera into the stomach and get this. But the fun part is when you actually start to drive around. So he needs to have a good signal. There we go. So we got a good signal.
This is gonna be my power stance for the next
All
few
right,
minutes.
so see if you can find that.
Stop talking, Tori.
There we go.
Got it. Also, if you want, you're more than welcome to grab this radio.
Go for it.
This is where collaboration really comes in, right? Because
Tori.
You came to Vegas for a show, and here we go.
thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
Wendy, I'm Tori.
Alex.
Nice to meet
You
you.
were pleased. So this is the radio, and feel free. My distended stomach is your palate.
Got it.
Great. So yours?
Ah, wow. Okay, whoa, Wendy, hold it there for a second.
You're amazing.
So now I'm going to do a little bit of driving around, and let's just see kind of what we see. So what I'm doing is you can kind of see the image change just slightly as I'm sort of engaging the Xbox controller. Tori mentioned, oh, there's maybe the Polaris or something like that.
Oh, check that out.
Check that out, indeed. It always fascinates us, by the way. So,
I'm new here.
I think we may.
our intern, everybody.
I think we may have a
All right,
position
we
open.
got it back live again. All right, so what I'll do is I'll do a yaw movement. Okay, so we're going to rotate to the right, and see if I can look around.
Technical terms, we call that game Colon Racing 5000.
That's right. So we have a little bit of fun.
Oh, look at all that
Oh my
stringy
God,
stuff.
that's beautiful.
So we're working on lensing, we're working on image quality and just radio reliability. We're working on neutral buoyancy. Right now we're sort of sitting at the bottom, right? But honestly, lenses and radio optimization and neutral buoyancy, like, these are pretty reasonable problems to solve, right?
It's not helping that he's talking because everything.
Yeah.
It moves around. So your patient has to be.
We always tell him that. Trying to get him to shut up is really difficult.
I will say, I know that we're trying to keep the conference on schedule. So we'll probably end here pretty soon, but this is the networking break. Come on up. We'll show you the robots. You will pass them around. I'll give you the Xbox controller. You can give your shot at trying to get the better radio reception. It's an interactive display. And by the way, we do love feedback also. Thank you, Wendy, so much. This is really helpful. This helps us, our engineering, to deliver this to
Thank you, everyone. This is actually a typical day in the office, right? What you just saw is not buggy for us. This is actually probably the best we've ever done, even including in our living room, right? So we would really like to thank everyone for being able to witness this, because hopefully next year, we're doing some really crazy stuff. But we need help and collaboration now. So thanks, everyone. Thank you. I'll leave it up in case anyone wants to come down.